Resouce Industry Network, celebrating 20 years of championing the resources services sector in the Mackay, Isaac, Whitsunday region. Starting out as Mackay Area Industry Network, Maine, the organisation, now known as Resouce Industry Network, RIN, has grown and evolved tremendously during the past 2 decades. While there have been many people along the journey, tonight we would like to shine a spotlight on some key individuals and their outstanding contributions during the past 20 years. They have helped shape the organisation into the successful cooperative it is today and help build a resilient and prosperous mining services community. So, without further ado, let us acknowledge these wonderful recipients. Alan Rumming. Alan Rumming is the founding chair of the Mackay Area Industry Network and held the positions of Deputy Chair and Board Member up until 2017. Alan is responsible for establishing Maine and guiding the organisation in the initial years. Building relationships across business, government, mining companies, education and the community, Alan worked closely with other experienced business leaders, researching the concept of the cooperative and promoting the values as it developed. The late Tony Britton. The late Tony Britton was a long-standing director of Maine, serving from 2002 until 2013 and sadly passed away in 2014. Tony is remembered as an individual who always demonstrated dedication, enthusiasm and support for the organisation and the sector. Tony led by example, consistently promoting the resources services industry and advocating for change. Tony's impact on the organisation is held in high regard to this day, and you will hear from other recipients tonight who fondly recalled Tony's character and kindness. Peter van Ursel. Peter van Ursel joined Maine shortly after its inception and held the position of Board Director and Chairman throughout the years. One of Peter's proudest contributions was encouraging Maine members to become interested in exporting and eventually developing the Export Group. Margaret Cameron. Margaret Cameron was General Manager of Maine from December 2003 to December 2007. When Margaret commenced, the organisation had only been operational for about a year and she was the only employee. During Margaret's tenure, Maine grew to 7 employees and a turnover close to $1 million, with a growing membership base built around the local mining services companies. Margaret was also instrumental in creating a major apprenticeship program that contributed to the onboarding of apprentices for a significant number of member companies. Karen McIntyre. Karen McIntyre worked at Maine for 8 years as the Member Services Manager and is a much admired past employee of the organisation. Karen helped introduce 2 of the organisation's signature events, the Annual Safety Conference and Maine's Chair Awards, now the RIN Awards. She says it was an honour to have worked with the Maine Board of Directors, in particular the late Tony Britton, who made an indelible impact on those around him. Nadine Pierce. Nadine Pierce was a Director of Maine from 2007 to 2014 and Managing Director from 2009 to 2014. A confident leader, Nadine further established the Maine Safety Group, the Annual Safety Conference, the Maine Game, the Industry Capability Prospectus, and became a registered training organisation. Nadine is credited with creating a solid financial position for Maine and understood the connection and synergies with the economic development arm REDC, Regional Economic Development Corporation at the time, working to establish political visibility and regional strategies. Julie Boyd. Julie Boyd was the Chair of Maine for 5 years from 2009 to 2014 and the General Manager from 2014 to 2015. Julie says working collaboratively with the mining services businesses as well as local and state governments was her greatest contribution. Julie also identified new sources of incomes, such as the Maritime Identification Security Cards, secured a new premises, and played a part in rebranding the organisation from Maine to RIN. Mick Crow. Mick Crow was a director from 2010 to 2019 and became the face and voice of the organisation on many occasions. He is credited with initiating the first safety conference, an industry topic that is close to his heart. Mick says his greatest contribution was working with Tony Caruso to reshape Maine into Resouce Industry Network and helping elevate its position as a go-to source for commentary on industry matters. Astute with his words and messaging, Mick worked to make the organisation more relevant to members and engaged effectively with government and industry. As the MC of the Safety Conference up until 2019, Mick warmly recalls delegates and members coming back and telling him how the conference program helped change their business. He says the Go Galilee Basin campaign comes in a close second, which helped create and secure jobs for Central Queensland for the next 30 years. Tony Caruso. Tony Caruso was the Resouce Industry Network Chair from 2014 to 2018. Tony believes RIN's greatest achievement was changing the narrative about the METS sector and educating stakeholders about the difference between the METS and resources. Tony also led the way in establishing RIN as a strong advocacy group, representing RIN members on a range of issues, and he says it's great to see this continuing today. He fondly recalls the way that company leaders came together for the greater good of the RIN network of businesses, regardless of their own self-interests. Adrian Roark. Adrian Roark first joined RIN as the events coordinator before taking on the role of general manager in 2015. Adrian was instrumental in leading RIN out of difficult times during the mining downturn, increasing member numbers to an all-time high in 2020, implementing an in-demand major and corporate partner program, and positioning the cooperative on the national stage through a successful advocacy program. Adrian says she is grateful for the challenging experiences afforded to her in the role and being able to speak on behalf of industry when it came to issues impacting the sector. She was also responsible for securing the funding for the newly opened Resources Centre of Excellence and organising RIN's first community rally as part of the For the Future of Our Region campaign. Mackay Regional Council, accepted by Greg Williamson. Mackay Regional Council has been an incredible supporter of RIN, and many programs, activities, initiatives and events would not have been possible without their support. The synergy between the Council's economic development of the region and RIN's aim of attracting business and investment has worked seamlessly throughout the years, and they deserve to share in the credit of helping build a resilient and prosperous mining services sector in the region. CQ University, accepted by Pierre Villejeune. CQ University has been a steadfast supporter of the organisation since 2005. RIN has admired their innovative approach to vocational and higher education in this region and welcomed all suggestions and guidance on a whole range of topics. The region is fortunate to have such a cutting-edge university, which has partnered with the organisation on many different projects, bringing the resources sector together with the education sector to achieve outstanding outcomes for businesses and the local community. Resouce Industry Network, celebrating 20 years of championing the resources services sector in the Mackay, Isaac, Whitsunday region.